Howdy folks, thanks for checking out the lesson here for Jimmie Brown, the Newsboy. This has been a long requested song lesson at my site that I've finally gotten around to. And we'll be learning 2 arrangements, and much of the inspiration that I took from this lesson is watching Norman Blake perform it on a live YouTube clip somewhere. And he does it now. I know he does it capo 7, playing out of C position, but I've just kind of elected to do capo 2, still playing out of C position, but he's sounding the key of G, we'll be sounding the key of D, but it has a really nice cool texture up there. You can watch that. But anyway, 2 arrangements. That first one is largely a transcription of what he's doing on his first solo, and then the second time through we just kind of bump up the solo an octave, and we get a little bit more flat picky with it and just get a little bit more expressive with the melody. As always, if you want to access the full-length lesson, download all the tablature and the multi-speed backing tracks. Click the link in the description below. Let's dive into the first arrangement. Alright, so let's put those first few measures up on the screen here. The first arrangement, Jimmie Brown, the Newspaper Boy. And of course we are doing, a very Carter style-ish solo here, and this is very much kind of in the style of Norman Blake off a recording that I saw him, on a YouTube recording from a performance of his, and it's fairly accurate to one of his first solos on the piece. So here's those first 5 measures, what they sound like. So pick up on beat 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Ends with a triplet there. So yeah, we got to pick up on beat 2, fairly simple walk up into the C chord, low string 3rd fret, open A, 2nd fret A, right? Very common there, just quarter notes, 2, 3, 4. In measure 2, we land on the C bass note, 3rd fret of the A, and I'm going to strum the C chord, again, kind of focusing on the top half of the chord there. The high strings, if you hit more than that, that's fine, but and then 0-2 hammer on the D, strum, and then the next measure is 0-2 hammer on the G, and then strum. And here you can keep the first finger, or the second finger down. I probably would in real time. I don't think I would lift it off to strum. Sound kind of weird. So it does make a 6th. That's kind of the sound that you're hearing there. The A note over the C be a C6, so to speak. So not to get into the weeds, but that's the sound you're looking for. And then open G is the next beat, and then a strum. And I would return my second finger back to the, appropriate position there. So the first 2 measures are very Carter style, right? So then the next measure, 0-2 hammer on the D, strum, and then it's 2-3 hammer on the D. I'm gonna catch the G string with it, okay? So open G right here, kind of a double stop, if you will, hammer 3, and then back to 2 and 0, if that makes sense. That's the sound. So that measure, so I want it thick, right? I want double stops there, 2 strings at a time. And then carrying on with that theme, next measure, open D and open G, sorry. So, and then I strum. So measure 5, we land on the G chord there. The melody's gonna be on the D note. I'm gonna double it up with the G string as well. So open D and G, and then a strum. So 2, 3, and. So there's a tie in there. Now you could kind of just strum through it a couple different ways, and you might hear more strums than what I have marked, so to speak, but this is the rhythm that's going on for sure. So 1, 2, 3. 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. So there's a tie in there. My right hand keeps moving through that tie. 2, 3, and then we have a triplet here, 0, 2, 0 on the A string. So hammer, pull, triplet, and I'll get used to landing on the 3rd fret of the low E, the G note there. Triplet. 3 notes in 1 beat. So that measure exactly. Ready, go. I missed it. Okay, there it was. So let me play all 5 of them for you now in context. So 1. Being very straight ahead there with the strums. There's a little bit more swing in the arrangement up to speed, but yeah, just playing very deliberate for you. All right, and then the next 5 measures here sound like this. Ready, go. Kind of repeats itself a little bit, so ending kind of the first half, the first phrase, and then going into the second half, or the second phrase of essentially of the whole solo. So the whole piece. So measure 6, I landed on that low E, right? 3rd fret, and then I play 2 on the A, and then D and G together, open. It's kind of an arpeggio there. And then 2, 3 hammer. Again, I'm playing the open G with that 2nd fret D note, okay? And now 3 is gonna tie over to the downbeat of measure 7, 3rd fret note there, just for a half a beat. So now we have some syncopation here in the next couple measures, right? So yes, it ties over to the downbeat, and on the upbeat, we're gonna play the 2nd fret of the D string. So let me play that for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's the tricky rhythm in my opinion, going from 6 to 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I played one wrong note, but I played the right rhythm. So 2, 3 hammer, tied over, then down to 2 on the upstroke of the D string, 2 of the D string. And then it's tied again, right? So for a half a beat. And then on the upstroke, I play the open G. And then right away, downstroke on the open D. Then going on, 2, 5 slide on the D. And it's tied over to the downbeat again. I play the open G, just the drone note there. And then land on the 5 of the D again. Open D, quarter note, 2nd fret A, quarter note, next measure 3. And so I'll play that all again here in a sec, but let's just finish out these 2 measures. So landed on the bass note of the C chord, I strum. And then there's no like vamp measure in between or anything. It picks right back up into the melody. So we go 3 on the A, 3 on the low E, 2 on the A, and then here we are, kind of starting over, 3, 2, 3 on the A, and then D and G string together. I'm just lifting that 2nd finger, so B and G, the 2nd finger down, and then open on upstroke, and then back to it. Okay, so let me play all 5 of those again for you. So 2, ready, go. time a little quicker. 2, ready, go. Okay, then moving on here. Just a measure, but a lot of similar stuff there on the back half of these measures that we've already done, right? But measure 11, we're kind of 10 and 11 kind of have this little theme. Okay, it's kind of a phrase or a theme there. So on measure 11, playing the G and the B together, B first fret, G second fret. So double stop there again, and then lift the second finger, and then back to it, and then lift off again, and then strum. And the rhythm, 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And again, double stop there, 2 strings. I want a nice kind of fat, round tone when I'm doing these double stops or 2 strings at a time, harmonizing the melody. Next measure, 0-2 hammer on the D, strum, D string second fret and open G, hammer to the 3rd of the D, and then back to 2 and 0. Next measure, go to the G chord, but we're going to play the D and the G open. And here's that strumming pattern we worked on earlier. And you might hear me clip it on beat 3 sometimes. Very subtly, right? If that's how you say subtly, is that a word? You know, again, as long as you keep the right hand moving, keep the flow, that's all that matters. So if you accidentally hit more, but so I notice sometimes I hit on beat 3 just real lightly. And then here's our triplet. Down to the 3rd fret low E, triplet, triplet, 3, 2 on the A, open D, can D and G together, 2nd fret on the D though. Here's that syncopation that we already worked on. So this is exactly the same. 15 and 16 should be darn near exactly the same as 6 and 7. 6, 7, and 8. You know what I mean? So then going on, 16 and 17. And measure 19 kind of starts the second arrangement, which we just bump up an octave and do a few different things. But in 16, it's almost exactly the same, although he kind of just does a little bit different ending lick here. So 1 or 4 and 1, up on the open G, down on the D string 5th fret, and then right here there's 2 8th notes instead of a quarter note, and it's open D, open A, and then 2nd fret A quarter note. And then we land next measure 3rd fret of the A, C bass note there, strum, 3 on the low E, strum, alternate bass drumming 17, very straight ahead, and then it's 18, 3 on the A. And then here's our pickup in the second arrangement. Open G, 2nd fret G, open B, 1st fret. So let me play 14, 15, and 16, 17, I guess. Ready, go. Let me play 11 through 17. Ready, go. there's the first arrangement. I'm going to play through the whole thing here in one sec so you can see it all go by. Again, if you want to access the full-length lesson, download the tablature for both arrangements, multi-speed backing tracks, use Sound Slice to slow down and loop things. Click the link in the description below if that's something you're interested in. So here's that whole first arrangement. Okay, from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.